Monday night. I got my FOX5 ladies with me.
Hey.
Hey. Monday. Good to see you guys.
Hi. You know, it's been a while.
Yes. It's good
I think
to
this
see
is
you.
my first time doing Lion in our new dig. So
Is it really?
It's
Oh
been
my
well,
gosh.
maybe second time. It's been a while, a long time.
I feel like I've had Tisha on a couple times, but I guess not. Well, welcome back.
Hey.
And we always get, I'm just kidding. Angie got with us on a Monday.
Old news. It's okay,
She's
though.
we're trying to be each other, apparently. We're dressing in the same color. It's like every day is
You know, they say when you spend a lot of time with someone, you start dressing similar or alike.
This is not planned. People can't even believe it.
Unplanned.
They're like, what is happening? Yep.
And then we fight like sisters. I'm like, I'm not changing. She's like, she's not
That's
changing.
literally what happened earlier today. But anyways, we got to get a show to get to.
That's right. We got an empty seat.
We got a fourth chair to fill. So why don't we do that now? Here's our fourth chair tonight. Please welcome author and motivational speaker Dr. Willie Jolley in the house with us tonight.
Hi.
Oh!
So good to see you.
Yeah.
Let's get it done tonight.
Wow.
Awesome. Honored to be with you beautiful ladies. Whoa.
So good to see you.
I am
Dr.
so
Jolley in the
grateful.
house.
Grateful.
All right. You ready
We
to
have history, by the way.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
All right, we have history.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
He's
We
been on the
worked
Good Word
together
podcast.
years ago.
Years ago,
And
yes.
same station. And of course, we are kind of church mates, okay?
Yes,
We go
yes.
to brother and sister church, and so we're grateful. First Baptist Glenarden. And
Great about Calvary Holy Church.
there you go.
Yes.
Bishop Alfred A. Owens and co-pastor
And
Susie
Pastor
Owens.
John Kenneth
Okay.
Jenkins Sr. Okay, let's keep going.
All right. Well, I guess we're about to make history tonight.
That's
Yes.
it.
Okay, well, let's do it then. Let's fire it up. There is another new streaming service on the market, NFL Plus, for $5 a month. You can get local and primetime games on your phone or tablet. You cannot watch out of those games that are out of market, but here's the thing. If you're a Commanders fan and you're away for the weekend, you couldn't watch the team play with NFL Plus. Then there's the premium package. That's $10 a month, where you can watch replays of any games that you miss. So, okay, I hope you followed that. But Angie, is this worth it? How do we feel about the NFL getting into the streaming business too?
Okay, I think the streaming business, like, everybody wants to live the stream, right? Everybody's like, oh, it's so cool. Let's have a streaming business, even when it makes 0 cents. But I think all these people that are complaining about it, we're acting like we're complaining about it. We're all mad, but we're not going to watch football still. Look at the statistics. The top 10 broadcasts in U.S. broadcasting history, 9 out of 10 is the Super Bowl. We know continuously that sports, especially football, is one of the #1 ranked thing that people will find a way to watch it. And so the NFL, I can't fault them for being business people, because there is a lot of controversy out there now, because there's Game Pass or something where
Red
you were
Zone
basically they feel like, oh, now you're going to make us get a nap and pay for something we already got for free. So I can understand why people are upset about that. But at the end of the day, I mean, they got to evolve with the times too.
Absolutely. But listen, you don't have to pay for it. You can still catch the games on broadcast or on cable, and some of them are going into streaming with Amazon. But if you're a super fan, this is where they're going to be. Dr. Jolley, are you a fan of the NFL?
I am a fan of the NFL. I'm a fan of football, and I'm an entrepreneur. Okay? And so I encourage people to think about how we use the internet. Many people know I have a Sirius XM show, and on that show I had Steve Case as my guest. Steve Case started AOL. He said something I'll never forget. He said the internet is still an infant. It's an infant. So all the things that are going to happen, we think we are seeing things. We're not seeing anything yet of what's going to happen. So what we've got to do is what you just said, evolve. We got to keep evolving and keep evolving. And one of the things I want to do on this show is I want to give everybody a life lesson in every comment. So my life lesson is, how can the internet benefit you and your business if you think that it's just a baby? So there are great opportunities yet to be discovered.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are scared by the internet because it's the unknown. It's what you don't know until you discover it. But when you have Amazon that's just about in everything, and they too are now buying rights to football, it would only make sense that NFL try and cash in on their own cow.
Yeah, you know, Marina, I like this a lot. I think the NFL is late to the party. I think a lot of people are streaming, and it's like, welcome to 2022. I mean, even if you're not a football fan, to be able to get it on your phone, I feel like, oh, they didn't have this out already. And plus, if you look at the price, it's less than Netflix. It's less than other streaming.
Well, but then you add them all up, Tisha.
Yeah.
Right.
Right? I mean,
Half your paycheck is on streaming, really.
death by 1,000 cuts. I mean, when's the bleeding going to stop? But like I
like
said,
it.
I think
Well,
it's for the
there's such a thing
superfans.
as a DVR, okay? It's still a DVR, and
That's
I
true.
travel a lot, so I record the show, the games, and then I will look back at it and
But then you have to like avoid
You're the
social
smart
media
one.
and
You're not paying
spoilers.
for it, but you're getting the same
Hey,
benefit.
there you go. I don't have to have it right at that moment.
That's
okay?
right. You got your phone if you need that. All
There
right,
you
we're
go.
moving on. A new survey showing that 52% of people said they love food more than anything in this world. But this next stat takes that love to a whole different level. 1 out of 3 admit to stealing food that wasn't theirs from the office refrigerator because it looked too good to pass up. And women, yes, women are the most likely offenders. So if everyone at Fox 5 can mute their TVs for just a second, we're gonna go around the horn here. But let's start with Tisha. Anything you wanted to admit, girl?
No. You know what? I read this and I was actually very surprised that people, A, admitted to doing this, and B, that they actually do this. I have not taken anyone's food from the refrigerator. There's a lot of food in the Fox 5 fridge, by the way, and a lot of it looks really, really, really good. I will say there's a creamer in the fridge, but it says it's for all to use, and everybody knows I'm a big coffee drinker, so I have had that.
You have
in case you were
dabbled
wondering.
in the communal things. Okay, so we gave Tisha's good, but let's go to the other one who's a more suspecting person.
Wait, no, I'm the one that had my soda stolen, and whoever took my cherry Coke.
Did they really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's when you like look at, those are the things, they don't sell them in the machine. So if you're drinking a cherry Coke, it was Angie's.
Yeah. Yeah. If I find you in the bathroom drinking my cherry Coke. Yeah. So.
You surprised?
Was this post-COVID? Because I feel like post-COVID people don't want to eat other people's things.
True.
They don't want to share. They don't want. We're not really at that comfort level yet. Honestly, if I have something in there and you're that hungry, maybe you have low blood sugar. I don't know. It's one of those things where I just hope that maybe you needed it more than me. And usually if it is something I brought in, you probably do need it more than me because I don't need it because it's probably not healthy and it's probably really, really bad.
I will
So-
say if it's not in the refrigerator and it's out, it'll be gone in minutes, especially at a TV station.
Yeah, oh, vultures.
Not necessarily by me.
Yeah,
but
live
by-
among vultures
We
here.
do. We love food, communal food, that is. But there's like a different level here when you go into something that's not yours and just take it and think, well, no one's going to know.
There is a scripture that says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Not a biblical scripture, but a philosophical scripture. And so how do you feel when you have saved some food, you've tasted it all day, and you couldn't wait to get home, and it's gone? It's very disappointing, and it's not part of us being good neighbors and good friends and good family.
Right.
And so what I would say to people is, think about, before you do, how you would feel if it was done to you, okay? Lesson, another lesson, come on now. We've given
But
these.
Dr. Jolly, I find that people don't think, and that's the problem.
That's
if they
right.
stop to think, then they probably wouldn't do it.
They're
Common
hungry to
sense
think.
is not a common thing, okay?
this is very
Common sense is not a common thing. So people do, and then they say, oh, I didn't really mean it, or I didn't think about it. Just think about it for a little bit, because if you think before you act, you'll probably have less drama in your life.
That's for sure. That
Am I
is the
right?
key to just about every lesson. And we're going to have so many more lessons from you tonight. That's for sure. All right, still ahead. Another reason to make sure your blinds are closed all the way, unless you want to give your neighbors a little peep show. We'll be right back. But before that, like it or not, poll question tonight, watching TV with subtitles on. And is it harder to get ready for work on a really hot day or a really cold day? Think about that one. We'll be right back. All right, it's time for tonight's producer pick. Producer Corey joining us from the control room with the story of one wife offering her support, you could call it, during a tender time for her husband. Hey, Corey.
Hi, Marina. Everyone loves a gift basket, right? Birthdays, holidays, anniversaries. Well, one woman added a new occasion to that list, her husband's vasectomy. This thing's got all the bad puns in it, some underwear, briefs for your grief, jelly babies, but it says no more babies, a bottle of OJ, all juice, no seeds, a carton of eggs labeled you can't fertilize these, then a whole bunch of other references that you can read for yourself. They're right there on the screen. I'm not going to say them, but you, again, read those for yourself. So now, Marina, the basket came with a card that said, snip, snip, hooray. Not sure how I feel about that one, but how do we feel about vasectomy gift baskets?
Okay, it took two to tango, so he went and got his part done, and now she's trying to help him out, and she's having a little fun while she's doing it. I see no problem in it, and I think that most people would probably take it in stride like this.
Oh my gosh, I would love to put a vasectomy bag. I mean, where were the, sorry about your ding dongs. That's always my favorite one. You know, the ding dongs. Sorry, get it? Or nuts. There's also the nuts. Listen, I think it's really
the puns
funny.
would be endless with this one.
But at the end of the day, it's like, okay, snips, it's exactly that. Snip, snip. I've never had a vasectomy.
No.
But,
I hope not.
although never mind, I'm not going to say it. But the thing is it's not really a painful thing for the most part. People go and have brosectomies, like they make a day of it, like a spa day, right? They get it done. These guys, I think it's funny, but like, do we really need to baby them even more? I mean, you have a C-section. They put an incision in your abdomen and your uterus. You let me know.
Not in your
You let me know.
uterus.
Well, your uterine,
That's
whatever.
major surgery.
But,
Okay,
but
so
I'm just
let's
saying,
go to Dr. Jolley.
that's where you deserve
As the
a
fellow,
gift basket.
as the
Only
male,
man
as the
on the
one with
panel.
testosterone here, here's what I would say, is that I happen to be with a group of gentlemen who get together every Saturday morning. They call it the Ham Hock. Over 100 gentlemen from around the country, very successful businessmen. They talk about all sorts of business ideas, politics, and lots of things. But I've yet to hear one of them talk about getting a vasectomy.
Oh, really?
Not yet. Because there is a mindset that says to a man that there's virility, that's virility connection. But I think it's a good idea.
Even though now
I
more
think it's a
men
good
are getting
idea.
vasectomies than ever because of what's
Definitely.
Good
happening.
March
idea.
Madness, that's the time when it all happens. All right,
Good
guys,
idea.
we can talk about this all
Vasectomies.
night. Up next, should a college football team really have nicer facilities than the pros? We'll let you be the judge when we come back. All right, it's time for tonight's Like It or Not poll. Head to fox5dc.com/line, cast your vote. What do we think about watching shows with subtitles? A new survey showing that about half of us do it. That number goes way up for members of Gen Z and way down for baby boomers. The biggest reasons is muddled audio, wanting to keep the volume down, and hard to understand accents. So, Dr. Jolley, reading while you watch, you like it or not?
I actually like it. I'm a member of SAG-AFTRA. Okay, and so part of that is I get to vote on the movies and when it's time for the awards. And I often will pull up the subtitles because sometimes I don't understand what they're saying and I want to hear it. I want to hear the whole story. And so it's important for me to know what people are saying, and sometimes I learn from that. Everything is a learning experience. I learn new languages, new dialects, new ways people speak. And I read the subtitles. Now, when I go to a theater, if it's all in another language, it's a little more challenging. But if it's just the way people speak, or sometimes the audio is not that great, and I want to hear exactly or see what exactly they're saying.
That's fair. What do you do, teacher?
I don't like it. I don't do subtitles.
Really?
I feel like it's super distracting, and I don't want to watch something with words underneath because sometimes it takes away from the image that you're actually watching. There's things going on at the bottom of the screen that you don't see because you're busy reading and trying to process what's being said when you could just watch the movie and take it all in. So I'm not a fan of this, and I don't do movies where I have to even try to decipher what's being said. I give it 5 minutes. If in 5 minutes I can't understand what's going on, I'm done.
All right. Well, they're talking about movies. This is a whole different kind of movie. We'll check back in with these results. But it turns out those home security cameras, they can be used for much more than just keeping your house safe. They're also good for spying on others. 1 out of 4 people with a home security camera admit to using them to peek at what their neighbors are doing. In fact, 1 in 7 say they've caught a neighbor. Some hands going up in the studio. They've caught some neighbors without any clothes on. So, Angie, we know you got these cameras because you've shown us those slip and falls as you're coming home. But you doing any of this in the neighborhood?
No, I'm not, because the people I live around, no offense to them, but I don't think they're that interesting. I mean, they're not going to be doing anything
They're
crazy.
not watching.
You know, sorry, no, not that way. You know, I wouldn't have a reason to be like a peeping Tom or anything like that, which exactly is what this is. If you are being intrusive and you're like looking into people's homes, I hope they're not taking it that far. I think looking the surrounding areas and the scope of what your camera covers, if your doorbell camera covers the house in front of you, then you have a right to look at it. It's not like you're necessarily spying, you know, on somebody. But I just feel like we live in this day and age where we all should expect that we're being filmed or taped in some manner.
agree.
Anything that you do, even if it's in your front yard, when I walk out to walk my dog or let him out, I always make sure I have shorts on, even though it's so easy just to wear my t-shirt and just go out there, because you do never know.
Sure.
And so for me, I mean, I go home and I check to see if I have a mic on. You know, I feel like we're hot all the time. So it's just, I just think it's the world that we're living in. You shouldn't be surprised by this.
Yeah, Dr. Jolley, you got any cameras?
Well, I've got cameras all around my home, and I will see my neighbors, but we got a really great neighbor connection. And so what we're doing is looking out for each other more than looking at each other. And I think that's one of the things I'm really grateful is that we have neighbors who are looking at how we can keep each other safe and secure. So if I saw something over there with my neighbor, I would probably say, hey, what's up? How can I help you? And that's what the word neighbor means. It's someone who is close to you, lives close to you, but also is not just someone close to you in terms of proximity, but also in terms of your liking and caring for their well-being.
I got no problem with nosy neighbors. I want them because they're the ones that are going to be looking out and make sure that there's a car that shouldn't be parked there, or
That's
that,
right.
you know, the trash shouldn't get picked up
That's
or whatever,
right.
and keeping an eye. So for me, the more cameras and the nosier you are, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I like
That's
it too.
right.
I think that, you know, we live in a day and age where you want to know what's going on in your neighborhood. And I know for me, like our neighbors, she'll call me or text me, oh, you left your garage door open. And it's like, oh, let's close it. And so if it wasn't for security cameras, you know, she's seeing it on her camera. So I think this is a good thing.
It's a good thing.
In moderation.
Yes,
What's going on
everything in
outside the home?
That's right. That's right. Outside the
No
home.
zooming
I don't
in.
want to zoom
No
in to
double
nobody,
tapping.
and I don't want them zooming into me because look. I am a newlywed. Okay, I'm a newlywed. Y'all supposed to clap. I'm a newlywed. June 28th, my wife and I celebrated 37 years of marriage. Come on now. How you like that? I still got the hots for her. I told her, if you leave me, I'm coming with you.
We love this conversation. All right, we'll have to save that for another time.
Come on. You know, we got a whole marriage book and a whole make love, make money, make it last. We talk about marriage and how it's
Just bring
good.
Dr. Jolley on by himself one day.
Come on, somebody.
All right, we're going to the University of Georgia, where they're unveiling their brand new football training facility, all for the low, low price of $80 million. Yes, the highlight of this massive state-of-the-art facility, probably the new locker room. Each locker has a TV above the player's picture. There's a whole private lounge, a barber shop, an indoor practice field, weight room, therapy pools, hydrotherapy pools, nutrition bar. What else do we have? $80 million for this new training facility. A couple years ago, they spent $90 million to update their stadium and the practice facility. So, Tisha, money well spent, or is this just a little too much?
Listen, I love luxury. I think this is money well spent. I think if you want to attract the top players, you have to have the top facilities, and that's exactly what they're doing. And, you know, the thing is, people are saying, oh, this is better than the pros. Listen, college is the pros now. And so you have to prepare them for the pros. And again, if you want a top-tier team, this is how you get them.
Yeah, and a top-tier school. These schools, that's how they make all their bank, is from their football teams. They're the ones bringing in the cash, so treat them like stars.
The Bulldogs, right? Georgia Bulldogs?
Okay, here comes with the Gamecocks.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that this is cool and all, but it's Georgia Bulldogs. Go Gamecocks!
I mean, Gators.
Are you a Gamecock?
South Carolina, yeah, Mary.
Okay, so I was going to say something. I have to say that we live in Washington. We don't have the same culture that they have in South Carolina, Georgia, Texas, Florida, because we see college teams as nice, okay? This is big business. I went to a Gamecock homecoming game with one of my best buddies who's a speaker. I've never seen anything like it in my life, and because it's part of the culture, as same as in Texas with the Friday Night Lights and things like that. This is beyond. The high schools are elevated, college is super elevated, and it's a whole nother culture. It's they fill up. And I went to Alabama. One time I was speaking, whose side you gonna be on, Alabama or the Auburn? I said, I don't know, but it's all, you know, so.
Depending where you are. All right, up next here on Like It or Not, go to the beach. Some people sit on a towel, others go for the Rolls Royce of the beach chairs. We're gonna explain right ahead. When it comes to that morning routine, more people say it's harder to get up and get going in the summer than it is in the winter. That's according to a new survey, which showed more adjustments need to be made to the summer morning routine, like switching to lighter clothes, putting on sunscreen. So, Angie, is it harder to get going in the summer?
Yeah, you know why? My allergies are worse in the summer. I wake up so fatigued. It's just harder to get up and get going with everything. And I think, I mean, that's my main thing. But no, it's hard to get going in the winter too. You know what? I'm not a morning person, so it's just hard to get going. Period. Yeah. So
I don't know. I mean, you gotta I feel like to get out of the door in the winter, you gotta put on the coat, the mittens, the scarf, the everything, and you don't want to get out because it's so darn cold.
I don't like this at all. I think that it's harder to get up and get going in the winter. There's more to do. It's cold outside. You want to stay in. You got to make sure the heat is up so you're not cold when you leave your bed. I feel like in the summertime, I'm ready to go. It's beautiful. The sun is shining. There's longer daylight hours. I mean,
but you put your guard down more. I feel like in the winter you've got, you know, hats, gloves, whatever. You're ready to go. You got everything.
no.
You want to live in the summer. You want to be out
I
there.
don't know who did that survey, but psychology, my major was psychology at American University. Well, go ahead. I didn't get a job. But the psychology shows that our psyche will be impacted by the environment. So if it's cold and dreary and wet, you want to stay in bed. Boom.
Yes.
But if it's sunny and the birds are singing, you don't want to miss any of that day. And that's why I tell people, start every day with the first 20 minutes of your day with something positive, something uplifting, encouraging, because it gives you a positive uplook, inlook, and outlook. Come on, somebody.
Yes.
Yes, summer. That's what we're living right now. That's
Come
how I
on
feel.
now.
All right. Finally, tonight, there are a lot of things you can buy with $300, or you can take that money and get this. It's a beach chair, y'all. The Sunflow chair comes with fully loaded. It's got a sunshade, a drink holder, a towel that attaches to the chair. You can opt for the pillow, too. That's another $35. And, you know, you just keep tacking on. All right, Dr. Jolley, you buying this bad boy at $300?
I am not buying that because when I go to the beach, I don't want to go to the beach and be completely covered up, okay? I want to enjoy the sun, the vitamin E. I want to get fullness. And $300, I can take my wife somewhere nice and get her something that really will make a difference. And so I say, I think this is a nice little gift, but I can find something like that at a different store and a different place that will work for me. Come on now.
Angie?
I mean, I'm fine with a towel. Like, if I'm going out there, I'm going out there to get fried, like he said. So I'm putting on the baby oil, I'm laying out, I'm gonna get, you know, my 30 minutes of getting fried, and then I'm going in. Although, if I had someone that would carry that out for me, I would not fight you. Like, if I had...
But you're not
Would
paying
you
for
buy it, though?
I wouldn't, no.
All
I
right,
wouldn't
well,
buy
there
it.
you
Not
go.
worth
But
it.
Angie doesn't spend that kind of time out there. She's like, give me the air conditioning.
Yeah.
If it had AC, you would pay for it.
Yeah, if they
If it had an
AC.
AC, a little sprinkler or something.
And came with a tent.
For $335, you can buy a flight to a nice beach in South Florida.
That has
have an
temperature
umbrella.
regulated.
Where all of that's included, right?
That's right. Or an
no,
80-degree
this is
beach.
All right, final check for tonight's Like It or Not poll. Watching shows with subtitles. Wow, y'all are split down the middle. I think that's how we are tonight. Before we go, and of course you can vote on fox5dc.com/lion. Dr. Willie Jolley, first timer here on Like It or Not. Where can people find you?
You go to winwithwillie.com. Winwithwillie.com, a suite of all my sites. And then join us on Monday nights at 9 o'clock for Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last, the Jolly Marriage Show. Come on,
We
somebody.
get 37 years for nothing.
That's right.
Newlywed he is. Thank you so much for being
Thank you
with
for
us
having
tonight.
me.
The ladies, what we
You're
got
beautiful
on our air.
ladies. I'm
Thank you
honored
so
to be in
much.
your presence.
Good night.